How's everybody doing? Welcome in. Who's ever out there? All right. How are you? Is Stephanie still in here? Hi, Stephanie. I'm Sandy. How are you today? Oh dear. I'm having watch problems. Okay. Let's see. Let's get settled here. Sorry, moving my stuff around. Who's out there? Who's out there? Hello. How's it going today? Happy Monday. We made it through the weekend. It was a long weekend for me. Not a long weekend, like days, but like I did a lot. I did a lot on Saturday and I did a lot yesterday. Cooking and laundry yesterday. And I met up with Rose from Rose Likes Crochet. So I went on a girls outing with her and I. I met her at a craft fair she was set up at, and it was within driving distance. She doesn't live far from me. She lives in the same county I do. And so I went to see Rose and I got to stay with her at the craft fair, and I bought this little dress from her. This is a dress for the the dishwashing liquid, and I bought this. Can you tell what this is? Does anybody know what this is? Anyway, I made a little video showing everything and telling everybody about my trip with her. So I'll have that out in about a day or two. We'll see. I have to edit it because Chester was bothering me during that video. I mean, he wasn't bothering me. That's a bad term. I had some interruptions from Chester. So how's everybody's Monday going? Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And if you can, if your channel allows, share it on your community tab, which I just found out what that means. I never knew that you could do that. And I never knew that you could only do that when you have 1,000 or more subscribers. So that was kind of cool to find out. And in the meantime, I'm trying to work on my blanket. At the same time, I kind of want to chat with everybody instead of just. I wanna see if I can get the. Actually, want to see. No, invite. I want to put the link in the chat so that if anybody wants to come up on StreamYard, they can. So there's the link. It'll come up in a couple of seconds. Um, oh, Paper Diva, she was on. I saw that she was on, and I was on there, and my internet was going in and out. It was going in and out, and I panicked because I panicked because I was supposed to go live. So what was I going to do? And so I remembered that I can go on my hotspot. So I'm not on the phone, I'm on my laptop. So I'm using my hotspot and there's better internet. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off low battery mode, even to give it enough, to give it even more power. Um, was supposed to go to lunch today with a friend, but oh, Cammie's here. Hey, Cam,
Hello.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I was just saying I was supposed to go to lunch today with a friend, and That kind of didn't work out.
Ugh.
Um, yeah, so that's fine because when she invited me to lunch, I was like, yeah. And then I was thinking she meant Sunday, going out on Sunday, which, I'm changing my lives from Sunday to Monday. So now, and then she's like, Monday. I'm like, okay, well, what time Monday? She's like, oh, later, after the morning it passes. But I don't know, what does that mean? After the morning passes. So I wasn't sure if I was going to go on live today, and then it didn't work out. So I'm here, and I don't know. Hopefully we can work it out to go live. I'm to go live, to go out tomorrow. But if not, all is well. So what are you working on, Cam?
A dishcloth.
A dishcloth. I'm deciding whether I want to work on my temperature blanket or not. I'm kind of bored with it, you know? I think because I was trying to catch up for so long, and I was doing day after day after day, that that's what happens if you play catch up the whole time. You get burned out from your own crochet work.
For some reason, you sound really low on my end.
Do I?
Yeah, it happened like right when I came on StreamYard.
Let me see. Okay. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Let's see. I'm messing with stuff. Maybe your phone. Are you on the phone?
Yeah, my tablet.
Oh, okay. See if it's on your end. Um, maybe when you came on, your tablet lowered down the volume. I don't know. I don't know. So, what else is new? How was that wedding last
It was
weekend?
great.
Yeah,
We didn't get back to the hotel until like just before midnight.
really.
Yeah,
Well, that's not too late.
and then we watched TV for a minute while we were getting changed, and
Oh,
then went to bed.
that's good. Well, at least you remember everything. Sometimes people go to weddings and they forget everything that happened.
Oh yeah, there were kids younger than me, stone cold drunk.
Really. Yeah, because it's open bar, so pretty much
Yeah,
all you can drink. Yeah, kind of dangerous. That's why it's good that a lot of weddings are in hotels, because if you feel like you've overserved yourself,
yeah,
you can just go
and that
upstairs, you know?
the hotel we were staying at actually provided, for those who drank too much, they
Mhm.
provided a shuttle, to the hotel.
That's very nice. That's good because um my doctor has been texting me all weekend, just generic text messages. I think they finally got um access to text their patients, and they're testing it out. But quit bothering me. Oh, well, I was trying to see last week and the week before if anybody would be live. Like, I wanted to see, who would go live, who goes live on what time, on what days, and This time seemed to be fine, but it's still not a time where nobody is live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are we barking at, Chester? I took Chester for a walk earlier. It's kind of warm today. What is it? It's 82 degrees right now. Jane is here. Hello, Jane.
Hi,
Nice to
Jane.
see you. We haven't got a full house here, but that's okay. I'll work with what I have. You all are very special because you're here. And there's the link if you want to come up, Jane. Come up and chat. I have nothing really on my agenda today for today's live because I wanted to try out the StreamYard link. My StreamYard was telling me, hi, Miss Bev. I was on your live today and my internet was having an issue. I was going in and out. I wanted to say hi, but it wouldn't even let me chat. It looked like you didn't have the chat on. So I don't know if that was my computer or how you set up the live. I don't know. What was it, Cammy? Did she have the chat on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So see, it was my computer. I couldn't even, it wouldn't even let me see the chat. But I'm on my hotspot through my phone. So, oh, there you go. There's Jane. I should pay attention. Hi, Jane.
Hello. How's it going?
Hi,
It's
Jane.
going well.
Yay.
I forgot where you are.
I am in Texas.
Oh, that's right. You're by my mom.
Is she in Grand Prairie?
She's in Fort Worth. Is that far?
No, it's about 35 minutes away. Not very far.
Yeah, she was in that. Oh, man, when it snowed this past winter, she was
I had no electricity for a long time.
neither did she. She had to go to her church.
But I was fine because I love the winter
Uh-huh.
and I lived up north to a long time. And the thing is, people here didn't figure out that if it is snowing and cold, you don't open your windows and your blinds, you shut it. And I have insulated material that I put it on the window so the heat wouldn't get out. And I have a memory foam mattress that that thing is hot.
Uh,
So, and I
yeah.
do okay. I and my house has to be a 65 at all times.
But did you have water? Because my mom didn't even, her water didn't work.
I had water. I had water.
Really? Yeah,
Mhm.
because I think my mom would have been fine if it wasn't for the water. And then because it was the water, she's like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta, they had to go to the church, my dad and my brother
I
and her.
think the biggest problem was the water for some people, but again, if you don't know how to what to do when it's cold and you shut all your faucets, it will freeze. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of people, the lines burst everywhere. It
Yeah.
was difficult. It
Well,
was
at
like
least
the apocalypse.
it wasn't her problem because she rents in a building. So they they handled everything.
Yeah, and the thing of having electricity coming and going and blew something on the building next to me, and they didn't have electricity for forever,
Oh
you
man.
know. So we had coming and going. They had nothing. So it was very, very hard for them. I'm making.
What is it? Let me see. Can I make you big? How do I make you big? Solo.
There you go. There's a crocheted.
Wait, where are you? Are you
I'm
not
over
big
here.
anymore?
No, but that's okay. They can see
Hey,
it.
I wanted to make you big. There. Okay.
Gosh, my hand's so dry that look at my hand. It's so dry. It doesn't look
Oh
like
my
I
gosh.
just put lotion.
Oh, it's not that bad. I like the red.
You do? I made this one as well. It's for a kitty cat.
Ah.
I had to find this kind of a clasp because the clasp that just clicks. She
Uh-huh.
always find a way to remove, and I couldn't find the buckle.
I had a problem with, speaking of clasp and pet, I had a problem with the clasp because I took my dog for a walk in the stroller. He's got a stroller because I walk for my exercise, and if I'm with him, he's pulling every. He's not a good. He's little. He can't walk that
He
fast.
doesn't heal.
Yeah, he doesn't heal, and he can't walk that fast. And so then it's no exercise for me. But so I put him in the stroller, and there's a thing that you can attach to his collar, to his harness, but it came off, and I was trying to figure out what
What the
how it
heck?
came off, and it I almost, good thing I saw that it came off and he didn't jump out because I live my in back of my building there's a pond and it's kind of
Wow.
downhill. And so if he would have gotten out, which he has before from the stroller, he would have rolled down the hill and into the pond, and we would have had,
You would have really exercised.
yeah, it would have been a
It
bad
would
day.
have. You would really exercise that day. What kind is he again?
He's a miniature pincher.
Yeah. So those little things, they can't walk fast, but when they escape, they run so fast that it's
Yeah.
really hard to. So that thing that they say they don't walk fast is they train you for that. They train the dog train you as much as you train your dog,
Uh-huh.
so they can walk fast. They just choose not to. So I made also a barefoot sandal.
Oh, let me see. Let me see. Hold on.
So you put your toe here
Uh-huh.
and it goes around the top of your feet,
Oh.
and then you tie this around your like a gladiator sandal, this part. So I made it. So I now I'm just cleaning up. There's a little leaf here.
Uh-huh.
Left is right, and there's the rose. This is
Left
for
is right.
Ladybird. Did you see my video about this?
Not yet. Wait, let me see it. Let me see it again. Hold on. I mean, now I can't see. What is that?
Is a detangler.
For yarn?
Yeah,
I gotta check that out. Well, where did you get it?
Amazon. It's a yarn detangler. So I was in this group. It's like it's not your grandmother crochet on Facebook, and
Okay.
they crochet all kind of weird things. RX, XXX things, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
they showed this, and then there was a polemic. Is this a butt plug? Is
Oh.
it, what is it? They say this is for crochet. So I actually had to buy because I have rheumatoid arthritis and my fingers are already going. So these make so much easier to detangle when you get a yarn bar. I recommend. Except I
Oh,
just got one. I was supposed to
hi
get two.
Ariel.
And
Hi
it's
Ariel.
very, very nice. I thought it was half of the size, but it's a good size. So you just insert in the middle of the knot, and
Huh.
you can pull it. You can, you just
Get out of here.
manipulate.
Okay, I have a yarn. I have a knot on. Usually, if I have such a bad knot with yarn, but it's Red Heart Super Saver, I'm really bad. I'm like, forget it. It's goodbye. I'm throwing it away. I don't want to see it again.
It
But I
depends the
bought
price
some.
of the yarn.
Yeah, yeah. I bought some Malabrigo yarn,
Hmm,
and it's so knotted up
gotta
that
get this.
okay. I gotta look that up on Amazon.
Well, I left the link there.
Oh,
But
okay.
the
Ready for
design look
me?
a little indecent, but it's a yarn detangler.
Oh, I don't care about that. It makes me want it more.
Now, everybody was laughing so hard. Oh my gosh. We were like, okay, now we're known as because we're known as hookers, right?
Yeah,
Using this that looks like butt plug.
yeah.
It was just funny, but at the same time it really works.
That
Very
is
point.
cool.
So I'm not sure if the second one was supposed to be small or bigger, but it's very it I got it, and I took before I make the video, I was testing it, so
Yeah.
I took all the tangle away. I had nothing left, not no knots, no nothing left to deal with it.
Look.
Nothing.
Wait. Look.
I
Wait.
use this.
She's going away. Look what Jen says.
It does. It looks like a torture device, right?
I know. Let me go
Well,
find my
yeah,
video.
the hook is okay. However, the hook has a little hook, and depending on the thing, you might pull some of the yarn. But this one, you don't. This one is to dissolve the knot instead of just, you know what I'm saying. I do not. Let me see.
Okay.
So let's say this one. This is a bad thing to show, but it's kind of hard to do this. So you basically just go in the knot and you dissolve it. You just
Ah.
go in a knot and you gently, okay?
Yeah.
So you can't just, and it helps, you just untangle. And then
Yeah.
as you basically, if you have healthy hands, you can do that. It's very annoying. I never liked it. But this one you can't, I just really like it.
It's
And
also good for like I don't have dainty lady hands. I have kind of fat fingers.
me too. I have man hands,
Yeah. I have little boy
the size
hands.
of the sucker.
Hi Joanne. Joanne is
A
here.
slap in the face with this one, gonna leave up in a good imprint. Good thing I'm not violent.
Yeah, good for us, right?
But my brother's hand is all nice and delicate, beautiful nails. It's like, Mom,
My husband has lady hands. He's got long fingernails that they don't ever break and they grow so fast. I have to tell him, cut your nails. It's disgusting. He's like, we're jealous. I'm like, no, I'm not jealous. If I had a beard, would you be jealous? Or would you be disgusted if I had a beard? Because my husband can't grow a beard. So I'm like, if I had a beard, would you be jealous of my beard or would you be grossed out
watch
by my
out. You're Latina? Are you
beard?
Latina?
Yeah,
Latinas have the tendency as we age to start getting hair everywhere.
everywhere. I know. I know.
Ah,
Well, I'm Arabic too, so that's even
oh
more.
gosh, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You're gonna grow a mustache by 60.
I have a unibrow that I have to go every 2 weeks to make sure it stays separate because
Really?
otherwise it connects. It starts to connect. And
See, in Brazil, Portugal was invaded by the Arabic, right?
uh-huh.
So we have a lot of Arabic too in Brazil. All the Arabic food is delicious, by the way. Have a lot of restaurant.
I
We have a
know.
lot of them there,
Yeah.
and we are very hairy too. So I go to a place. I don't go, as you can see, my I don't. I'm not going anywhere. But I used to go to a place where all the Indians, Arabic, all Persians, all
Yeah.
people from the area, and then they used to come up with a unibrow and it looked gorgeous. It was a lot of threading. I love the threading better than waxing. I'm not sure about you.
I don't like the threading because every time I go for a threading, I get a droplet of their spittle on me because they hold the thread in their mouth. And before COVID, I was grossed out by that. And with COVID, you don't want that. So I,
But see, I always freaked out people because I have a autoimmune problem. So I always wore mask before COVID. So people were
that's
freaked
right.
out by me. So I missed the time when I wore a mask and I was, oh, it's away from me. Instead of thinking that, no, I'm protecting me from you, they
Yeah.
used to, be grossed out by my mask.
Pl-
And, but I
And
always thought that was gross. What is the need that you have to put that thread in your mouth? Because you don't really need, because the whole control is in your hand. So I think it's just,
yeah.
there is no need. I've seen Brazilians doing and they don't need it.
Well, I know there's a gadget to help you not have to hold it in your mouth, but my ladies never had that. Joanne, I'm working on my temperature blanket. Tammy's making a washcloth, and Jane is finishing up some jewelry.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna be able to do crochet jewelry.
Oh,
Um,
because of your
I'm
hand.
not. I really like with the large beads. I think it pops. It's much bigger. So I went to Michael's the other day, and they were all 50% off. Then you just want to just go like this and put it on your cart, but budget
Yeah.
doesn't allow. I saw a meme yesterday that says everything is fun until you get the price. Then all that conversation you had to about the item is over. Like when you want a yarn and you want that yarn and you get the price $30, and you're like,
Yeah. To make it, the price to make it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a buffalo yarn that costs $32, but that was before I was disabled. I never used. It's like I do not know why we do that. Some yarn we just wanted to appreciate the yarn. We don't wanted to use it.
I have it right here, back here.
The cakes are one of them.
Yeah.
It's just so beautiful. Once you take out of the cake, they don't look the same. It's the cake
No.
that is the beauty.
Yeah.
And just to think that I met the lady that started this madness of cake. Her name is Jane Thornley. I used to have a Ravelry. I think that's how you say. I used to have a group of Janes. Used to be called Not a Plain Jane.
Ah.
And I met her, and she used to make the cakes, and she used to mix and match yarn and make big cakes. But I
Ah.
think people start copying her on Etsy and things like that. So she sold her copyright to the companies.
Cool. Well, that's good.
Yeah, but she's the one that started this madness in 2004. But her cake, and she used to use the Fibonacci sequence to determine when she would change.
Okay. I didn't start crocheting until 2019. So I never knew a world without cakes.
I started to crochet in 2014. I was a knitter since I was 17 years old.
Oh,
I
so
prefer to
you were always using yarn before
not
crochet.
always. I started knitting when I was 17, and then I stopped for a long time, and then I started again when it was 2000.
Okay. Hi, Sarah.
Actually, I lie. A little bit over 2000. I do not know if you can see my scar here. I had an accident, and over here in your wrist, you have a ligament that is look like diamond shape,
Uh
and
huh.
it became two triangles. So they had to see here. I do not know if you can see. It's so hard. So I have cuts every couple inches, and they took the ligament and they did a cross stitch. You know all the little bones that you have over here. He did a
Yeah.
cross stitch, and I was 2 years and 4 months without moving my hand. So I had to do something to move my hand.
Oh
I
my
had a
goodness.
glove that looked like the Terminator hand. They used to make my hand to close and go back and forth. So when after 2 years, they said you need to pick up a hobby or something
I'll be right
to
back.
move
I'm
your
not by
hand.
myself. Keep
Okay,
talking. Keep going, Jane.
and then I start knitting again, and I am a throw. I throw. I don't do continental. So that helped me move. And I remember in the beginning, I used to drop the needles all the time. So I went to bamboo needles, and plus the little of the needles used to drive me nuts. Is your metal?
Yep.
Doesn't the drive you nuts?
And these are my grandma's needles too.
I have needles for 1911, all aluminum. So I have a lot. I gave it a lot away. So because of my hand and to start movement, sudden movement, I start crocheting again. Crochet now, knitting.
So I
Then
started in 2019, right? January 2019 was when I started. By July, I found out I had carpal tunnel syndrome. And my doctor sat me down in his office. He goes, "So, when do you want your surgery?" I said, "What surgery?" And he says, "Well, we got to get that carpal tunnel fixed." He said, "We can do both hands at the same time." He goes, 2 weeks and you'll be fine. I go, "So for 2 weeks, I can't crochet." He goes, "No." And he got a phone call, took the phone call. I left while he was on the phone. Goodbye. If I can't crochet for 2 weeks, no way. So I did some exercises and I do them now and then, and I wear gloves and I still have it, but it doesn't bother me enough to stop crocheting for 2 weeks. No. What
I
else
think,
can't you do for 2 weeks?
well, at least it wasn't 2 years.
That's
The guy
that's
said
true.
in 6 months your hands are gonna be just fine. hmm
Mm.
When I saw my hand for the first time, I cried because those green hands, like the Incredible Hulk hands that you see
Keep talking.
uh,
I can hear you.
on the toys department. My hand looked like that big hand. Was swollen, wouldn't move, hurt, was horrible, just horrible. And I would never ever trust a doctor when they say, usually they say, "Oh, I'm gonna take 2 months," and it take longer. Always take longer. Always, always, always. And then now I know why. It's because my autoimmune problem, but back when I didn't understand why it took so long. But yeah, I used to be a Ravelry girl. I used to love to be on Ravelry, and I used to love to translate the patterns to Portuguese. I used to love to do all those things. And then now I'm very mellow. Don't do much on neither one. Where's everybody? So there's 6 people here. Woohoo! You know, the hand thing, there's the paper diva. I gotta tell you, I used to do calligraphy, and I used to love to do calligraphy and mess with paper and do all those things. And after my surgery in my handwriting is horrible, and I cannot use tools to cut paper, to cut fabric. I used to be a seamstress too. Nothing is the same. I cannot use my hand the same. So I think crochet and knitting saved my life because I started so was something new again, like um I couldn't do whatever I used to do, but now I can do something new. It's just sad when you have to stop all the crafts that you like to do because of surgery, and then you have to learn new ones. What is fun to learn new ones anyway, but it's kind of sad when you're forced to learn new ones. But at least I have knitting and crochet. I wish I can. Mm, I'm I'm thinking about tatting, but I go to tat or not to tat. But tatting is very is I'm flirting with the idea too. You know, it's very um I don't know.
I didn't go anywhere. I'm still here.
Jen said you sound like you know what you were talking about, Jane. I'm not sure about that.
Oh my gosh. Today is my son's 25th birthday.
You
So,
don't look like you have a son that is 25.
oh, thank
You're
you.
looking good.
Thank you. So, I'm trying to make him his favorite meal, and I wanted to make it to be ready when he comes home from work, which is in 1 hour. So, I thought I would get a start on it. And then
What are
I
you
can
making?
I'm making him he likes fettuccine alfredo. Oh, Chester, which I make the alfredo sauce from scratch. So that's what I was doing yesterday. And so I'm gonna make him the pasta to go with it. And I forgot to make him a cake. Thank you, Jen. Danine, hi. I forgot to make him a cake. His favorite chocolate cake. I don't know. I just forgot. I guess I'm getting too old.
Cake is easy. Make a chocolate cake anyway.
I will
What
see. I don't have all the ingredients. That's the thing.
what are
I
you
didn't.
missing?
I everything. The he likes the box cake. He loves that cake. I'm missing that. I forgot to buy that box cake,
You know
and
which
I don't have any
chocolate cake
eggs
that
yet.
is very good? The Hershey's ultimate chocolate cake.
Oh, really? He
That
wouldn't
one
like
in the back of the container, the
he would
powder.
he wouldn't like that because I tried to make him some fancy cakes before, some delicious homemade cakes, everything fancy this fan. No, he doesn't. He doesn't like that. He likes the box cake.
I gotta agree with him. I'm a cake person. I really like the boxed cake. Something I do. Hi, Sarah. Something I do with the cake. You got to try that. I get condensed milk because Latinos without condensed milk are not Latinos, right?
And my husband too, because he's from the Philippines. So
Yeah,
that's all they
condensed
use.
milk.
That's what they
So
had in the
go
milk.
rice, beans, condensed milk on the
Mhm.
shopping list. So you get the condensed milk. You put
And
like a
tortillas.
tortillas. Well, Brazilians don't have tortillas.
Oh, really?
Tortillas are very new in Brazil because a tortilla in Brazil is the Spanish tortilla, the one that has the potatoes. That is kind of like a quiche, but with potatoes. Is the Spanish tortillas? That's what we know as tortillas. So when I came to United States and they talk about you want tortillas, I said sure, I love tortilla, and then they come with that flat bread. I was like, Que isso?
Uh-huh.
Or like they say in my country, diacho.
You know, okay. Well, so in Chicago, where I am, we have a very famous tortilla company called Milagro, and they distribute just around Chicago in the suburbs and maybe Indiana, and so my mom can't get them in Texas. So when she moved there, she missed them. Oh my gosh. So she had to get another brand of tortillas and get used to it. But here in Chicago, El Milagro, when COVID first started, somebody got COVID there, and there was no El Milagro tortillas anywhere in any stores. It made the news. It was big. It was a big deal here in
It's
Chicago.
catastrophe.
Now, fast forward a year and whatever later, we're out of the tortillas again. Why? Because the workers did a walkout. They said, we are working under uh you know unsafe conditions, and we need more money because the people who have been working there for 40 years are getting the same, they get their rate of pay, but the newer hires, they're getting hired at a higher rate.
I never understood that, but it always happened. The people that is new always make more money. I don't
That's
get
not
it,
fair. That's not fair.
but that's the way it works. I never understood. I
That's
went in
the way
Chicago once. I was in Lake Forest. Really
uh,
loved Chicago.
yeah. Uh, So I don't know what's going on. We one day we have tortillas, some days we don't have tortillas, and then now there's a limit to buy only one package of tortillas.
Can you send the tortilla to your mom? It will
Well,
come out blue in Texas.
before there was no shortage, yeah, I was able to send. But she actually found a lady who makes them, and she has a little restaurant, and she likes the way she makes them.
There's
I
a lot
tried
of people that make it here fresh.
Yeah,
So
I tried them, but she got used to flour tortillas, my mom. So,
you like the
you know,
corn tortilla?
no, I love flour. I love flour. Don't get me wrong, but it's go a little nuts with the flour. I will eat a lot of them. So I
Um,
I, I stick to buying the corn because I won't eat that many.
every time I ate tortilla before, I used to get nauseous, and I'm not sure why. So my
Yeah,
friend said my son does that too, but if it is fresh tortillas, um, he feels okay. So I try fresh tortillas. If you guys never had fresh tortillas, if you always buy the Mission or whatever it is on Walmart, when
yeah.
you have fresh tortilla, you gonna think that you died and you went to heaven because it's a
Oh yeah.
whole different shebang. And
My abuelita used to make fresh flour tortillas.
I like how they go like this.
Yes.
I cannot do. I did Navajo bread, and I see how they do the Navajo bread is also the beat up
Uh-huh.
back and forth, and I don't have the hands or the technique, and I just use a roller. But I like fresh tortillas. I don't like to mess with. I'm a cook. I went to school for it, but I hate to put my hand on dough, on bread dough and red meat. Two things that I hate. So I can cook, I can bake bread. Any bread you toss it at me, I can make it. I just don't like it.
You don't like it.
I even
And
make pumpernickel. If you can bake pumpernickel bread, you can bake any bread.
my grandmother used to give us little balls of masa so that we could play with it like it was Play-Doh when we were
That's so
little.
cool.
Yeah. We
Eh,
liked
in Brazil, we never had tortillas, but tortillas are getting in there now because people like the. It's so adorable. people are like to how much easier it is for you to make a wrap. It's so much
Oh yeah.
easier. It's so much easier than how to carry the rice and beans to work. Because
Yes.
that's what they Brazilians eat everything with rice and beans.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. We were joking because now in Brazil, rice is the most expensive thing. You know how here in the United States toilet paper disappeared and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
In Brazil is the rice.
Oh no.
So Brazilians are not coping very well with the shortage of rice
I'm sure.
because
I'm
like
sure.
you make pasta, you eat rice and beans and pasta. You make a lasagna, rice and beans and lasagna. You make whatever is always with the rice and beans on the side. So it's traumatic for my mom and her friend came here for 3 months. In
Mm-hmm.
the end of 2 weeks, she was already feeling weak. And I said, why? I need food with sustenance. I said, what do you mean? I need rice. I need beans. I was like,
Oh
so
my
it's
God.
in the head. It was just so fine. Make your rice and beans. I don't care. So they
Yeah.
made the rice and beans, and she was just fine. Health was regained.
How do the Brazilians make their rice? Is it white
We
or is it red with tomato sauce?
we make red, but we don't use tomato sauce. We make white and we make red. Some people like to put something that we call colorau, that is anato. The seed is called anato. Is a red seed. Is just for color. It looks like paprika, but it's not paprika. Has no flavor. Has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, but it's for the look, to look red.
Like
Look.
the Arabians do it, we put turmeric in our rice, and
Yes,
it's got anti-inflammatory properties, and it's for the color. There's not
yes,
really any flavor, but so we in my house, okay, because I'm Mexican and Arabian, my husband's Filipino. Jane, I have to make sometimes three kinds of rice in a week. No, maybe four because no, I'm sorry, I take that back. White rice for my husband. They eat white rice, but it's a different kind of rice. They
yes.
use jasmine rice, and
I love jasmine rice.
the Mexicans use jasmine rice. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times they use just the regular enriched rice. But either way, we can make a Mexican rice with jasmine rice, but for the Arabian rice, we have to buy basmati rice. So
Ah, delicious.
yeah, basmati rice is different. So I'm making all kinds of rice. Plus, my grandmother, my stepdad's mom, is from Italy, and she taught me how to make the pasta, the special sauces, and everything. So I'm also always making pasta because I'm Italian by law, by marriage, by my mom's marriage. So I was brought up with Italian customs. And so I make a lot
I
of
have
pasta.
Italian too.
The
Except
pasta.
you're like from the north. Calm with a softer voice. And I'm from the south. And I'm very loud.
Yeah, you look at Freaky Geek. Here, there she goes with her shenanigans. Freaky Geek.
Okay. I gotta tell you how Brazilians make the rice. The regular Brazilian rice is like this. You chop the garlic, put some oil in the pan. You put the garlic there. When it start getting golden brown, you put the onions. Then you saute the onions. Then you put the rice. Then you saute the rice, and the rice is usually kind of yellowish. When the rice become from the clear to a more solid rice, a solid color from just refrying that, then you put the water and the salt. That's how Brazilians make rice. Brazilians rice is salty. Is It has to
Salt.
have salt.
Has to have salt.
So that's the basic of and majority. So 50% use like something like a white grain, a long grain or jasmine, and the other 50% likes the parboil.
Yeah.
The thing on Brazil, rice cannot be sticky. Rice is supposed to be loose
See,
and fluffy.
Filipino rice is totally the opposite because it's sticky, no flavor, no water, no butter, no sugar. And Freaky Geek, I'm sorry, I always refer to Freaky Geek as a girl for some reason. I have to get it in my head. That's a man. That's a man. I don't know why. I think because I get Freaky Geek mixed up with Yarn Geek. You know the YouTuber Yarn Geek.
Hmm.
That's her name is Ginger. So when I see geek, I think of Yarn Geek, and I know that's a girl.
You should have put a mustache in your avatar to help her. Put a
Yeah,
mustache.
because wait, what is that? A flower?
It's a flower.
Okay, so that's not going to help me remember that you're a boy, because
Well, a lot of boys like flowers. They are
yeah,
very into gardening, so it's kind
no,
of a.
I know, and a lot of boys like yarn, but it doesn't help me. Sometimes
It's
I
kind of
need.
funny this whole thing of about yarn, because if you go back in history, and that cracks me up, the crochet came from the boys. They used to
Sailors. Yes,
crochet the nets for fishing. So it was a
yes,
man thing. And the
yes.
knitting, not until uh, about the 1800s,
Huh.
guys, they have a society where they used to knit. And then if the man passed away, he would give the rights to the woman to knit. So it's kind of like was boys hobby that became grandma hobby. Then now it's just kind of weird to see a boy doing. So it's kind of like
But
interesting.
I like when boys crochet. My little boy, when he was a little boy, he's not little anymore, but I would only know how to make a chain. I didn't crochet. I just made chains, chains, chains. That's all I did. And he always wanted to learn how to make a chain with me, my little boy. But now he doesn't. He's like, no, mom, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm like, come on, like you were used to when you were a little boy. But
I think girls love when guys um, crochet or knit.
yeah, it's very relaxing, Jane. If only they knew.
I
That's
think
why
knitting
Cannon
is
needs a
more
channel.
relaxing than crocheting. I think so. I could be wrong. For me, knitting is more. Once you put your stitch markers, and you don't need to count as much. But the crochet, you count the whole time.
Oh well, yeah, unless you're like me, I sometimes don't count, and then I get in
But
trouble.
um, something I like about crochet is how easy it is to frog it and found your mistake, you frog it until there, and then you continue. Knitting, if you don't have the safety line, you have sometimes to start the whole thing,
I don't
you know?
even know what that means. Lifeline, I've heard of it, but Chester, I don't know what
Yeah,
I'm
because
doing wrong
knitting
right
is a little bit more complicated to take it apart. Uh,
now. And
so you really got to focus on the task ahead.
you can't talk too much.
Yeah, it's that like depending on the pattern, you cannot not watch a TV and
Yeah,
and knit because you got to make it sure the yarn over. If you make a mistake, sometimes you got to take it apart, and it's not as easy as crochet. But crochet is so much easier to find the mistake, rip it, put it in there.
we're done. Hi, Nisi. Let me go check on my water. It's spoiling. Who's talking, Jane? I'm not too far. I'm just in the kitchen.
What are you needing
Just cloth.
for yourself?
No, I got a whole stack of them that I give to family.
Cool. What yarn are you using?
Lily Sugar and Cream in the colorway Overcast.
That's very nice. I never seen that color before.
It's 4 different strands.
It's pretty.
There's cream, white, gray, and black.
You know, you would be shocked if you like. Now, are you in Canada or you or United States?
United States.
I like the main stain cotton. It's really really good too. If you like to make a dishcloth. I don't like to make dishcloth. I'm not sure why. The only thing I like to make dishcloth with, you guys gonna think I'm weird. What is that material that you make veil for brides? A tool?
Lace. No. Oh, tool. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh,
I think because then you can scrub things. Then it's more for scrubbing. I I am a microfiber kind of freak, you know, and because I can't wring thing because of my hand, I have a bucket that I'm a little OCD when it's about cleaning. Not as much organizing, but cleaning. That I have, I clean everything with one fabric thing, the microfiber, and I have the second one with water and bleach. And I did that for years at work when I was a cook for the seniors. Then just I clean, then I disinfect.
look at what Marie
Yeah,
said.
that makes the best scrubbies for dishes. You go over there in the store, buy a veil material, whatever it is, and then you cut the strips of it and you crochet. That thing
Hobby
lasts
Lobby has
forever.
wait. Hobby Lobby has a yarn like that. Um, Let me see if I can find it. It's called Scrub It. It's like tool. It's tool. Where is it?
Tammy, Daigo wanted to know what is the name of the yarn again.
Yep, I'm putting it in the chat right now.
Okay.
Where is that yarn? Chester? Help Mama look for that yarn.
He is so adorable.
I make a whole bunch of scrubbies with this. It's like a tool. Maybe I'm out.
No, it'd be cool if we could just exchange scrubbies around, do a little crazy thing, with all the channels and everybody send you a washcloth, a scrubby, or something like that, or something like that just for kicks and
Yeah,
giggles. Would it be fun, wouldn't
it would. Wait.
I miss those things when we used to have on Ravelry, we had a group and we used to do that. That is it.
Okay. I that was before my time in Ravelry. You know what? Speaking of Ravelry, not really speaking of Ravelry, you just reminded me earlier in the chat. I wanted to tell you. Um. Oh no, I just forgot it now. Um. No, did you see this new Cal by Ophelia Talks?
No.
No.
Yeah, I think Jen is right. Your scrubology is right. Freaky says mine never look like what I'm following. One side is larger or smaller than the other side, so I just make it.
I don't like the scrubology. I don't like the yarn.
There's two kinds of scrubology. There's the scrub it, which is like the tool, and then the other scrubology, which is like the little. It's thin.
Yeah.
Which one don't you like?
I don't like the one that is thin that has a whole bunch of little.
Yeah. So no, this one is a different scrubology. It's a like a. It looks like a noodle, but out of tulle.
Oh, I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
Okay.
But I wonder if that. Okay, because the tool is full of little holes. So you can really wash it. And that little rope on the scrubology, whatever it is the name, oh Lord, why they make complicated names.
Yeah.
I think wouldn't be able to rinse it as well. And then would the bacteria that grows is on the sponge that makes things smell pretty bad. I think would smell bad. I'm not sure. Maybe.
Well, I put mine in the dishwasher.
A lot of people do that. I put my sponge in the dishwasher and I hate it.
You don't like that?
No, I just feels like never gonna the sponge gonna hold all the soap and all the thing, and then they're never
Well, you
gonna
put it
rinse
in
it.
the microwave. I'm trying to find
I'm a microwave kind of person.
I'm trying to find one of those things to show you. One of the. I guess I have to get it from my. See, hold on.
See, I think people had that that I think that yarn was on the clearance when Hobby Lobby had the clearance. However, I never went to. I don't. I don't go crazy at a Hobby Lobby clearance.
No, I I've only gotten a chance to do it once.
Yeah,
This
that
is what
one.
it
It
looks
might
like,
clean. You
and
gotta
then
make it. You made two. Yeah.
yeah,
Do you like it?
I like it. I gave them away as Christmas presents. Um, I don't know.
I'll send
Sandy,
you my address so you
I
can send
really
me
had
one.
fun. I had fun making this, except my hands were raw. You know,
I'm gonna
I'm
hop
not.
down and
Yeah.
go run some errands with my mom.
Say what?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hop down and go run some errands with my mom.
Okay. I think she went to put the thing back.
Okay, don't bother me. Sorry, I keep getting up.
Cameron had to go run some errands with his mom.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So, but yeah, I that's one of the things that I saw the yarn and I thought they're gonna feel like sandpaper on my finger. You
It
know.
does. You have to have a lot of hand cream.
And my hands, as you can see, is already. And this is with lotion. Imagine
Mm,
without the medication I take. Really, and if you can see here, really dries over here.
let me see. Let me look.
See, it's even changing color and peels off.
Um,
Look at this one, and I'm using CeraVe lotion.
yeah.
So if I don't even know what's gonna happen. Looks like gonna be arthritis. There is an arthritis that attacked your skin, and I do not know the name.
Oh, psoriatic arthritis.
So I'm like, holy moly. But the medication is very vicious, so we do what we
It
can
is.
do,
Mm-hmm.
especially for the ones that shut down your autoimmune system. So
Uh-huh.
your system doesn't attack yourself.
And then you get COVID easy. You know.
That would be more funny if her name was Judy, not Jane. Why? Why would
Oh,
it be funny? I lost something in the
because
what?
because he said, "Watch out, folks. She's going to get punchy."
Oh yeah.
And so, but if her name was Judy,
Well,
yeah,
the reason I do this with my hand is because I have very ugly fingers. So I go like this to show my hand because then you can see the hand, but not my ugly fingers. And
okay,
if I relax my fingers, they start going like this because of the RA. So I am very what is the word, conscious of how ugly my hand is. I'm conscious of everything, of my accent, of my teeth, of how ugly I am, but some things like
yeah.
my hand really bothers me.
I I I like accents. I like talking to people with accents, but I know that a lot of the people with accents are, they're aware that they have an accent and they don't like it.
Well, my accent is not a Brazilian accent to start with.
because you don't sound like my friend who's from Brazil. Her
Uh,
name is Denise. She sounds very different than you.
Yes, what happened is I came to United States about 27 years ago, learned English in a year, blah blah blah, went to school, took accent reduction, had speech therapy to lose the accent. I was an interpreter. I used to have more better cognitive skills, and as I got sick, I had too many strokes and my accent these accents showed up. If you met before my 2 minute strokes, I didn't have any accent.
Mm.
I sound like somebody from Colorado.
So then that's why you're more self-conscious of it. Because if you
Yes,
knew,
and sometimes I think of a word and I say something else.
mm,
So and my English is incorrect and my Portuguese is incorrect, and I even feel embarrassed to say that I used to be an interpreter because people say you looks like you need one. You sound
oh,
so bad. So I feel very embarrassed that my English deteriorated
mm,
and my Portuguese deteriorated, my own language, right, that I grew up
yeah.
speaking
Freaky,
deteriorated.
Freaky, Freaky Geek wants to know why accent reduction, because my husband did accent reduction when he came here from the Philippines. So
So people can understand you better.
so he
And
doesn't over the phone. He doesn't like to get like discriminated against, and
yes.
he doesn't sound Filipino at all. Where his siblings sound, they all sound Filipino. They didn't do anything about their accent, so they sound. One sibling sounds more Filipino than the other one, but I don't know why that sibling.
Well, accent is caused, the accent, let's say your accent for where you're from is because of your not necessarily your house where you grew up, your mom and daddy don't get from them, but from your peers as you grew up. So if everybody around you speak like a New Yorker, but you're in Chicago, you're gonna sound like a New Yorker, not like somebody from Chicago. Second, the foreigner accent is because we don't place the tongue in the same place as a native. We mimic the sound as best as we can, but the accent reduction class teach you how to do the L like that. Like Brazilians, L sounds like a U. So my L, C's go L instead of a L. We don't do the we do the U. So we don't say Brazil, we say Brazil. So
Mm,
so the speech therapy is not a is not really a therapy that it falls in the category, but is basically um orientation of where you place the tongue properly. And also, the accent reduction is for you to sound more fluent. For instance, an American in a sentence, they always going to focus on 3 words. As a matter of fact, um, if you say, I'm going to go to the store and get milk. So you're going to focus, I um, go, store, and milk. So I'm going to go to the store get milk. So like the intonation is like a song. So I'm not sure exactly. Maybe I'm not putting the emphasis in the right place right now, but that's how they teach you in accent reduction. Now, if you're gonna do accent reduction for a British, if you're in England, so it's a whole different flow of the words. How their words is a little, their sentence is a little bit more choppy than Americans. Americans like to um, join the words as they speak.
mm,
So that's why you do. Um, it's not really the accent that make you sound not fluent. It's the
mm,
rhythm that you speak that make you sound more like a foreigner than fluent. For instance, Nobody gonna say, I am going to the store to get milk. That's how a foreigner would say. But an American would just go, there's a little flow there. I'm going to the store to get milk.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it makes sense.
It's less, you don't think about it, you know? But when you're speaking a different language, like when I speak Spanish, I have to think about what I want to say before I say it. And then still, I'm saying it really slowly.
Yeah, and then you think people are speaking faster, but it's not. You're the one that is understanding slower. You're processing much slower speed because nobody really say, I am going to the store to get milk. People don't emphasize every single word. That's why when somebody's new in the country, they sound so like choppy, like, oh my gosh. It even sounds a little, it's harsh because they're trying to learn and they don't get the flow. So once you get the flow, and then there is the Canadian too, because it's a little bit different, very little, but yeah, there's classes for all kind of those things.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. My
He's so
husband.
adorable. I want to take a bite.
Oh my God. Yeah. Take a bite. Uh, I don't know what he wants. Nisi is taking a lunch break. Okay, she said I tried to learn French years ago. She no, Freaky says I tried to learn French years ago, and they speak somewhat backwards to English. Very confusing. You think
I
I?
think English is backwards.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you this. The
I think
problem,
Spanish is backwards because you would say
because it's your second language. It's not your
describe
first language.
in order to describe a greenhouse in Spanish, you would say the house green.
É a
You know,
casa verde.
yeah, or you would say the
Aquela casa verde. Yeah,
you
it's the
would say
same
the
thing in
dog
Portuguese.
big instead of big dog. You would say dog big.
But the thing is that make you slow down the process when you're learning another language is you're comparing. You're trying to make sense of the other language in your language. So, for instance, for you to learn English, you got to forget everything from the Romance languages if you are Latino, if you speak
Where
Spanish,
did I go?
French, Portuguese, Italian. Well, I'm going to say all these. So you got to forget because those languages have a structure. Is every So you start with the verbs to learn how to conjugate the verbs. It's very specific,
Yeah,
and how
yeah.
to
I had to say that Spanish is really saying the house that's green, not the house green, the
yeah.
house that's green,
So
dog that is big. You know.
yes. So and then once you forget your main language, you're learning something new. It's just like if you crochet. All of a sudden, you want to learn knitting. You cannot compare all the time. You're gonna learn the
No.
knitting, and even though, no, Tyler, do you smile? For the longest time, all my young photos, when I looked so good, I was so thin. All my photos are like this. I was so embarrassed of my teeth.
What does
All my
WB mean?
all my life, I had this gap, and I was so embarrassed of it. And I wish I could never afford to put braces on, and I never fixed. At this point, I never will. But it was because of an accident I had. I had to lose two teeth, and due to that, my I got gap, and it was very sad to me.
Oh,
But thanks for and nowadays it's kind of funny what bothers you when you're young and you look so good and you look at
yeah,
your photos like what was I so embarrassed about? It was me. You know, I never ever smiled in my photos when I was young. Not until I got married. I guess my husband took a lot of my traumas that I looked ugly, the teeth
Um,
or whatever, ugly hands, man hands, um, things like that. My feet, then, people, my feet is a disgrace. If you think my hand's ugly, I look like a peacock.
I have a my the lady who gives me my massage for my back pain. I always tell her, "Don't work on my feet. I hate my feet." And she's told me, "Don't ever say that because you have to love your feet. You have to love every part of yourself. Don't hate any part of yourself." Oh my gosh. She would out, but mostly your feet because your feet are your foundation, you know. She had this whole spiritual thing speech about it,
Yeah, they
but
usually do, don't they? Well, you
yeah,
know, the funny part is, you're gonna laugh about it. Is that when I was young, I used to like to wear very high heels, and I used to go to the shoe store with my brothers because I don't have sisters, and I had my youngest brother with me. And I said, "What does it look like? Does it look good?" They said, "Yeah, it looks like." He said it looks like a transvestite feet because my feet was all full of vein, like just like my hand, very masculine. And then
uh,
he used to get the same shoe on his size and said it's supposed to look like this because he has very delicate feet. You know,
mhm.
I said I gotta complain to my mom. I'm gonna complain to my mom till the day I die. But yeah, I had my brothers were so much fun. I was so blessed with um, I was the second most serious person in my family. My brothers were hilarious. We always joked about everything. Even if, for instance, if I didn't like my smile, they used to joke about it. Don't worry about it. Who cares? At least your skull, when it's all gone, all the meat is gone, the skull gonna be, we're gonna know who you are.
Oh
We
my
used to
gosh.
joke about everything, everything. We were horrible. My mom was such a quiet, serious person in the middle of the sea of jokes. It was
Yeah.
insane. I loved it. I
You
take
know,
good care of my feet, but there is something about the appearance. My hands, I put lotion and put it. I even buy those gloves. My feet, I buy those socks to. I got their baby feet. I bought everything, but my feet look like a man's feet. To be more specific, look like a hobbit feet because it's hairy on top of it.
oh my gosh. I but and also I don't know if you have this problem. I have big feet. Big
I do
feet.
too.
Yeah, 10, size 10.
I am size 8, but I'm short. How tall are you?
I'm not that tall. I'm only 5'3".
I'm 5'2".
So, yeah, I don't know how I ended up with size 10 feet. I've had size 10 feet since I was 12 years
But you
old.
know what? You have great balance.
No, I'm always falling. I'm
What?
always,
You
yes,
think that you would have that good foundation?
no, I'm a faller. I fall. I don't know if you saw when I right busted my lip not too long ago. It was
That was from
horrible.
the fall.
I was from falling. hmm I
I
have a
fall all the
scar
time, but I have a different
here.
issue.
I fell when I was holding a pot of spaghetti, and I fell, and it fell on top of me. Uh, I I fell. Oh God, I so many times.
Giant dwarf.
A giant dwarf.
I'm tell the truth. I'm 5'1" and 3/4", so I think my feet is equivalent to yours, being an 8. But yeah, one of these days I'll send you a photo of my feet.
Oh my gosh.
Just send me an email. At beyourselfwithjane at gmail.com. I'll send you an email of my I'll send you a photo of my feet so we can
Okay.
compare which one is uglier.
Oh my gosh. All right. I think I'm gonna win.
We can joke about it. It's just funny.
It's be yourself,
The
all one
good thing
word.
of my family, we joke about everything. And my brothers used to say, if you can't fix it, if you can't exchange it, decorate. There you go. So
Mhm.
my brothers used to paint my nails, and they used to do all kind of crazy stuff. Barefoot sandals. I used to be always with the gypsies, and they wear barefoot sandals all the time and do all kind of crazy stuff because what can you do? You cannot chop your foot off. Plus, it would hurt a lot. Um,
I
you
know.
know, it's better to have a big foot than no foot.
This is true.
It's better to have an ugly feet than not be able to walk. It's better to have. Now, I was sick 2 years without being able to maneuver my hand. I got a whole new appreciation for my ugly hands.
Uh,
When, not being able to use your hand is horrible. Um, when I lost my hair, any hair is better than no hair. Even though
mhm.
I like being bald, did you see when I shaved my head? Not very long ago.
No, no, but I heard about it.
I got so tired of migraine, and when you have migraine, even this touching the hair hurts. And I just got the machine and shave it off, and plus I do chemo, and it's not chemo for cancer. A lot of people had the impression that I had cancer, but it's not cancer. It's an autoimmune disease.
Oh,
And I have gaps without hair, like now. I just don't care. I like to wear turbans. Is my uh, head wrapping is something that I always did since I was a kid because of the Jewish side of my family. They used
uh-huh.
to. So, but my Italian friend, my Italian side is kind of crazy at the same time. Plus a little hint of a Brazilian. There's a combination for
Mhm.
ending up in the asylum. So, but I got to a certain age, I stopped caring about a whole bunch of things, and I started appreciating, my teeth, for instance. I told you how I hate my teeth. Well,
Yeah.
I was like thinking, I am able to eat. I'm able to eat, chew my food, do everything it's supposed to, and I don't need to be singing. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth.
Yeah.
You know, and so they serve its purpose. My eyes, I went blind in 2016. I was a year and a half blind, so even though my eyes are not pretty, they is a whole new appreciation when you can't see. So
So you, oh my gosh, you've had a
I've
lot
been
of,
blind 3 times. Blindness run in my family.
oh
So I
man.
blind that the third time I went blind was pretty rough
So
and
right now
was
you're
very.
doing good. You have the use of your eyes, your hands.
I'm legally blind at night. If the light goes off, I see everything gray. Like a gray. It's like if you're under the water and the water is very gray. So if I walk outside at night, I can't fall in the hole because I won't see the hole. But during the day, I'm okay. Um, I'm blind in one eye. I just see with one. So you can't see which one. But is it's okay. I just I start appreciating more things.
Yeah.
And all these things that people put in your mind. Oh, you're too chubby, you're too short, your breasts are too big, or your butt is not big enough, or your feet is big, or whatever it is that people put it in your head, that you feel like you don't fit in the beauty standards, even though you're not trying to look like a model. I'm just saying, there is several beauty standards. It
Mhm.
just stop. It doesn't matter anymore. What matters is for you to be healthy. What matters is for you to be happy. And it's in the end of the day, when I shut my front door and I'm here in my house, I'm safe. I'm with my husband that loves me. I have a dog that is awesome. I have a feline that is awesome. I'm happy. And they love me the way I am with all my flaws.
Mhm.
So that's what I think that is the most important thing. And if you don't fit into that standard that people want you to look or become or whatever,
Yeah.
uh, who cares? You just ain't even gonna spend time with them,
Yeah.
right? The person that matter most loves you the way you are, with your size 10 feet
Yeah.
and your man hands.
Man hands.
Even though he has girl's hand, that's not fair.
I know it's not fair. I got to keep telling him cut those nails. Speaking of, my son is about to walk in the door. I'm gonna go and set his food and wish him a happy birthday because he's got to get up. He starts at 5 o'clock in the morning, so he's like in this zone where he needs 10 hours of sleep. So
And I'm sorry that I talked a lot.
no, Jane, that's I'm
I'm
glad. I'm glad because it's better than me just talking and not hearing anybody talk back to me, just reading the chat. It helps pass the time. I appreciate you coming up here. And but yeah, I'm
tell
gonna go
him a
spend
happy birthday for me.
I will. I'm gonna spend some time with him. And thank you, Freaky, for wishing him a happy birthday. And I will be seeing everybody. I'll probably go live again on Thursday. In the meantime, I'm going to drop a video. I went out shopping with Rose Likes Crochet. Rose Likes Crochet. We went out to lunch, and I'll tell everybody about it in the video.
That'll
Okay,
be
so
fun.
take care, Jane, and
Okay,
everybody
bye,
else. Hi,
y'all.
Joanne and Nisi
I'm
and
not
Free.
becoming a Texan. Bye, y'all. Off.
Bye.
I'm a Yankee at heart.
Me too. Okay.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.